What the fuck is up? Welcome to the first official episode. I am so happy to be here and I'm happy that you're here. So let's just jump right into shit. I made a fucking poll on my spam account, which is marijuana spams with a Z at the end instead of an S. And y'all voted the fuck out of crazy stories. So I feel like that's a good way to start this shit off. So that's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. I've been doing dumb shit since I was a little ass jit. So I thought, why not start from the beginning? Craziest stories, air quotes on crazy, because it's not like I'm out here fucking hijacking cars or fucking GTA shit, you know? It's just little stupid ass shit I was doing when I was younger. I feel like a lot of these stories involve drugs and alcohol, so I'm just warning you or whatever. But it's funny because when I was younger, I want to say I started drinking around 15, and I feel like that's late for a lot of people, but also it could be early in your eyes. I don't fucking know. But when I started drinking, I wanted to drink the fuck out of everything. Any opportunity I would get to drink, I'll take it. I definitely had a little preview of my addictive personality when I was younger. But anyways, I had this little friend group when I was 15. Shout out to y'all. And I feel like we were just starting to experiment with alcohol and weed. One of our friends introduced us to this boy. He wasn't of age, but he knew the people at the liquor store. And so he would go get us alcohol when we would ask him to. Y'all already know 15-year-old me milked the fuck out of this. Once I found out that I have a plug for alcohol, I was going to use that every chance I got. This little event was coming up called Playlist Live. If you don't know what Playlist Live, it's literally like VidCon, but here in Orlando. And I had been going to this event since I was 13, but now I think I'm grown. I'm drinking alcohol now. I got a friend group. I tell my friends about this event. I'm like, yo, we should go because literally you can just walk into Playlist Live. The only reason you would need a ticket is if you want to get into the panels or the meetups or whatever. But if you just want to go hang out in the pool area and shit like that, you can literally just walk into the hotel. And that was my plan. I already knew how the fuck we were going to execute this. So literally imagine a bunch of little 15-year-olds walking into a fucking hotel. Prior, I already got a fucking bottle of Ciroc in my fucking bag, and my friend over there has a fucking bottle of Jack Daniels in his bag that we both got from this new plug we have now or whatever. Also, let's not forget, and I know a lot of y'all can probably relate to this if you drink, but we got a whole fucking bunch of styrofoam cups in our bags for the fucking gas station that we stopped at before. So whatever, we walking, and then we go to the pool area because the pool area is really big and it has a lot of fucking room to chill and shit like that. Let me remind you, 15-year-old ass kids, we all sit down and we're hype as fuck. And we whip out them motherfucking bottles like we fucking 21, like we grown. I don't know what the fuck was going through our fucking heads, thinking that we'd get away with just underage drinking in front of everybody. There was hella people in this pool area, adults, all types of fucking ages. And we were out there just fucking being reckless and loud as fuck and all this shit. And we're just chilling, having fun, being annoying and shit. And all of a sudden, these big ass security guards come to us and they're like, come with us. And obviously, we all know the reason why. Obviously, someone snitched. And they ask us, they're like, where are your tickets? And we're like, oh, we don't have any. So they just want to see our IDs, and obviously we're underage, and we really did get so lucky for this because we could have gotten in a lot of fucking trouble, but all the fucking people say is, all right, well, you're banned for 5 years, and they escort us out. And the whole time we're being escorted out, our friend group is just fucking with the security guards. They're cool as fuck. We're 15 years old, and these people are acting cool as fuck. This could have gone so fucking wrong. But also, I feel like there's already so much underage drinking in Playlist Live that they're just fucking used to it, and they're just just get the fuck out. That fucking happened, and it's funny because I'm 20 now, so I guess I can go to Playlist Live next year. I think it's in September, November, but woo, I'm not banned from the Marriott anymore. Anyways, I hope you've been paying attention to this story because a part of this story intertwines with the rest of my stories. So, like I said before, our friend introduced us to this boy that could buy us alcohol. So I never really hit him up after that because if we did need alcohol, either they would hit him up or I found other ways. So I just like stayed following him on Instagram for a couple years. So let's fast forward a little bit, 2 years later. So I am 17 years old and I'm still fucking acting reckless. And my dad, my dear old nice dad, like, I'm so sorry dad, lets me use his car. I don't remember where I told him I was going. I don't remember what I told him I was doing, but I was going to a fucking party. And I got there early, I'm vibing with my friends, all this shit. And all of a sudden I see this boy walk through the fucking door. And I'm like, holy shit, I know this person. I'm drunk as fuck. I go up to him. I said, holy shit, you are my fucking alcohol plug. All this shit. So I'm definitely making a fool of myself, but we're still vibing, you know. It's all going good and shit. You know, I'm feeling him, shit like that. Like, eventually the girl that was throwing the party, I don't know why, but she was like, I guess she just needed people to leave. So we all left, right? Meanwhile, I still have my dad's car and I'm fucking drunk as fuck. So my friend out here is driving my dad's car. And by the way, all these stories, please don't be influenced by them. My alcohol plug has his own car and my friend is driving my car and they're fucking racing. So we're all going to my alcohol plug's neighborhood. This isn't the best neighborhood. The house we pull up to, they call it the trap house. And you can just tell there's no fucking fridge, like the toilet doesn't flush, like type shit. Everybody's drunk as fuck. We don't give a fuck where we are. We just having fun. So if you don't know this, Florida is very known for Molly. Like, you know how there's crackheads? There's also Molly heads in Florida. It's a thing. Like, it's actually really fucking crazy how many people be high off Molly here. We obviously got crackheads too, but we also got fucking Molly heads. Anyways, we drunk as fuck at this trap house, and this guy who lives in this trap house, his name is Mister. He is high as shit. I don't know how the fuck old he is. I'm 17. He's probably like fucking 30 or 40, or maybe he was younger, but like the drugs just aged him in the face and shit. He's just talking up a storm, and you know, when I'm fucked up, I like to talk. I'll sit there and talk to you, hella. And we all just there vibing, chilling, and Molly gets pulled out. I have never done Molly in my entire life. And obviously, you know, if you know me, I'm gonna fucking try it. So, of course, I do a little bit Molly, and I'm fucked to the brains. Like, I am already so fucking drunk. God forbid, we don't even know if that was pure Molly. Like, yeah, I know. That's kind of fucking sad to admit. But yeah, so anyways, the time goes on, like the night goes on. Like, I'm really feeling this alcohol plug. Like, I really like him and all this shit. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking take this boy home with me. I'm 17, by the way. And I live with my parents. And it's a full fucking house. And my dad's waiting for me to come home so I can give him the keys. But I'm so fucked up, I don't realize what the fuck is going on. So the night ends and I'm going home. And I'm bringing this boy with me. Wonderful. So we get to my house and I successfully sneak him in. And the room I had a bathroom. So I put him in my bathroom and close the door. And I am drunk out of my fucking mind. And my dad comes in and says, "Can I have my keys back?" God, I don't even want to tell y'all what I do next. I don't even want to tell y'all. So I'm looking for his keys, right? I am so fucked out of my mind. Like, I'm sure my dad notices. I'm so sorry, Dad. And you know what I do? I go into the bathroom. Meanwhile, by the way, my dad doesn't know I have a boy hiding in my fucking bathroom. I go into the bathroom and ask this boy, "Hey, where'd you put his keys?" Because he was driving. Oh my God. I literally snitched on myself. Like, the keys were nicely placed on my fucking bed. I'm just a blind ass fucking bitch. And I went into that bathroom and asked that boy, "Where are my keys?" while he's hiding. And my dad is in my room. And obviously my dad's like, "Who the fuck do you have in your bathroom?" Oh my fucking God, all shit went to hell. My dad started going crazy on this boy. And yeah, like, obviously he kicked him out, was cursing him out. You know, how any dad would react. Like, I would react that way too. And it was just insane. And I can't believe I fucking did that. Like, I get secondhand embarrassment from that. Obviously, I was probably grounded, whatevs. So the next day when I wake up, I am so energized and I feel a little crackheady. And I'm just like, all over the place. I got cold sweats. I'm so awake and I have no idea why. And I literally find out that the night before I did Molly. And that shit is still in my fucking system. And Molly ain't supposed to last that fucking long. So that's what I'm saying. It's a little impossible to find pure MDMA nowadays. Y'all can put 2 and 2. What else was probably in my fucking system? Anyway, so the reason I'm highlighting this alcohol plug is because soon enough he does become my boyfriend. Now I guess I will stop calling him alcohol plug and I will now call him YJ, which I'm sure you guys are very aware of him, and he's gonna be involved in most of these stories, which really shows how our relationship was going. Basically, me and YJ have this little friend group now, and we're all always hanging out, getting fucked up. So like I said earlier, I would milk the fuck out of any chance that I can drink, and now that was also turning into I will milk the fuck out of any chance that I can do some sort of drugs. So every time me and my friends were together, we would probably like do some type of drug or we'd fucking drink. So one night, please let me remind you that I am still 17 years old. One night we're all hanging out and we decide to do Molly. I have school the next day, and if y'all know anything about Molly, it's an upper. It keeps you up, you know? Only thing is, this Molly kept me up. That's why, like I said earlier, I don't know if it was pure Molly. But anyways, we were off Molly, and I had school the next day, and there's this boy in my friend group that was in the same grade as me, and we went to the same school. Everybody else was like 1 or 2 years older, so they were out of school because we were seniors. So like we decided to go to school off Molly, and yeah, the vlog is on my YouTube channel, so I will be referencing this fucking vlog. So I was going through this little phase where I was like, I have all these friends, like I want to start vlogging all this shit, blah blah blah. Like even though like what I was vlogging wasn't fucking cool, like it's not a flex, like it's embarrassing, honestly, in my opinion. Obviously the AM starts rolling around, so I'm like, yo, let's get ready for school. So me and that boy that are both seniors and we go to the same school, we're getting ready. And so our friends that are like 1 or 2 years older than us drop us off at school, and here we are off Molly. Woo! I walked in that bitch energized as fuck. I walked in that bitch like I wanted to be there. I walked in that bitch ready to fucking take notes, like on some shit. I literally only had 2 classes my senior year, so I don't know why the fuck I even went. I don't know. Like when you're off an upper, you'll do whatever the fuck. Like if you watch my fucking vlog, I'm literally like, I paid so much attention, like all this shit. Like all I fucking remember is literally I was so focused. I was doing my work. I was there to fucking learn. Now, that wasn't the first time I was high off drugs in a very inappropriate setting. Prior to that, I used to work at Walmart, and this was in my phase of experimenting with psychedelics. And I had already done acid in the past, but this was my first time doing shrooms. Ooh, and guess what? I took some shrooms, and I had to be at work in a couple hours. Once I got to work, I was already coming down. In my experience, when I'm coming down from a psychedelic, I don't feel as overwhelmed anymore, but shit is still like wavy and like, you know, nothing's like, it's not 100% obviously. And I'm still very much like when I'm off a psychedelic, I'm awake, I'm talkative. So I'm here talking to these customers like, hey, what's up, this and this and this and this. Like it was just funny as fuck. And eventually I really got to the coming down point where I was tired as fuck. So the last 2 hours of work were like hell. I was fucking exhausted. I tell you guys these stories and you start to notice that I just don't learn because I obviously am doing these fucking drugs in a workplace, in a place that I should not be doing. And if I get caught, God forbid, what the fuck can happen to me? Meanwhile, a couple weeks before, I was in my car with a bunch of my friends and we had just picked up hella fucking tabs of acid. And guess what? We got pulled over. And of course, we were smoking in the car. If a cop says your car smells like weed, right away, they can search your car. And that's exactly what happened. The acid was in my friend's book bag, and it was wrapped in tinfoil. As obvious as it can fucking get. We got fucking lucky. The cops either didn't see it or didn't say anything. I think they didn't say anything because I don't know how the fuck they didn't fucking see that shit. They went through everything. And it's in a tinfoil. Like, that's literally dead giveaway. Like, seeing tinfoil like that. And God, like, y'all know, like, acid, if they found that shit, it would have been felonies. Like, it's so crazy that we got away with it that night. So, anyways, I was now out of my little psychedelic and upper phase. And I have now gone to downers. So my boyfriend at the time, you know, my old alcohol plug, YJ, his birthday was coming up. And if you know me, I love to go all out for people on their birthdays if I can. I just feel like your birthday is so special. Like, I want to make you feel special. So I booked us an Airbnb, and I'm like, we're fucking throwing you a motherfucking birthday party. Whew. So we booked this Airbnb, invited all our friends, and we started pre-gaming, guys. We were already fucked up before the sun even set. We were fucked. So when I get really, really, really drunk, the fruitiness in me decides to come out. You know, I got a friend right next to me. She's a girl, you know. I really be on some fruity shit when I'm fucked. And I'm really, like, trying to hook up with her. Like, we're, like, kissing, and, like, I ate her pussy and all this shit. And I'm like, let's have a threesome. Like, oh, my God. And, like, she was fucking down. My boyfriend didn't even know about the fucking threesome. Like, he wasn't even in the fucking house, like, when all this shit was going down between me and her. He went out with his friends to go pick somebody up. And we were about to have it, but then I was like, wait, like, first time when I fucked him, it hurt really bad, so I don't want him to hurt you. So yeah, like, it really didn't escalate after that. But crazy thing is, she let one of our other friends use her car to go pick up the guy that she was talking to at the time. And so, whatever, they came back, whatever, like, the night went on. And the next day, she sees that her car is crashed. And the girl she let use her car isn't in the house anymore, and she's fucking freaking out. And I guess her parents or some shit told her she needs to call the cops. And meanwhile, we are at an Airbnb and we are all underage drinking like crazy. We woke up and we started drinking right away. Meanwhile, the cops are on their way and this bitch is about to tell her what the fuck happened. And we're like, bro, you couldn't go home and do this shit? Like, and I remember one of the cops saying that they can smell alcohol on us, but they didn't really do much about it. And yeah, that just went there. And so yeah, it's actually funny because that girl stopped talking to me because I guess, like, we hooked up, and she went off and told all my friends that me and my boyfriend wanted to have a threesome with her, which really wasn't the fucking case. Like, I was the only one that wanted it. Like, my boyfriend literally thinks she's atrocious. He literally didn't even know that it was gonna happen or it was on the table. I literally didn't tell him until after the fact that I decided not to go with it. And I was like, yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, if you wanted to have a threesome with us, but then I was like, nah, like, you might hurt her or something, I don't know. And then he was like, ew, like, her? Like, so he literally had nothing to do with this. I probably would have never even touched her if I was sober. Like, she is not the cutest girl. It was funny because she was going around telling people all that shit and like, oh, bitch, you gonna leave the part out where we like hooked up and we were kissing and I like ate the fuck out of your pussy and you were like moaning my name? Like, do you not remember that part? I might seem a little mean, like, saying all that, but I would never just say that about someone for no reason. Like, she was genuinely talking so much shit about us, and she probably still does to this day. So let's fast forward 1 year to when I was 18. Literally, like, the second I turned 18, I did get arrested. I got pulled over and I was really fucked up and I had Xans in my possession and I got arrested. There isn't really much to the story because I was so fucked up. I slept the whole night in that cell. Like, I literally just didn't realize what was going on. I didn't call anybody, nothing. Like, my mom found me in the system type shit. So yeah, there isn't really much to that story. But anyway, so I'm 18 years old. Guess what? OnlyFans is poppin'. Yeah, Corona just fucking hit. I was working at Olive Garden. They didn't fucking need me because Corona just fucking hit. And I was like, I need to make some goddamn money. OnlyFans came through. And here I was, OnlyFans. This was like April of 2019, right? And I'm on this bitch working. And I make 2 bands in my first month, and I'm like, holy shit, like, what the fuck? I literally never made that much in a fucking month. So I'm working my fucking ass off on this shit, right? By the time May comes, I get my own apartment, and me and my boyfriend move into this apartment, same guy, and it's cool as fuck. I feel so fucking awesome. I have my own place, like, I'm chilling, I'm making money, like, it's chill as fuck, right? Anyways, so I'm in my new apartment, and like, money's a little tight. Like, yeah, I'm making enough for like bills and shit and like food, but like I'm not making enough to like also spoil myself and buy shit that I want and just shit like that. So one day I'm walking to Target with my friend and my boyfriend. If you know anything about Xanax, you know that Xanax equals stealing. And let me tell you, I got caught stealing when I was 15 years old at Target. Until this day, I will never steal again because I am traumatized. It was embarrassing and I'm just like, I can't do it. I'm not good at stealing. Like, it's so fucking obvious if I steal. Like, I get nervous, like my body heats up, all this shit. But when I'm off Xanax, you know, I'm invincible. I got no fears. I can steal whatever the fuck, just like everybody else if you've been on for fucking Xan. And so we walk in and I fill up my cart with makeup, bath shit, self-care shit, all this shit that I want. We walk to the self-checkout and I tell my boyfriend, hey, I'm gonna go flirt with the guy at the self-checkout. Like, give me a second. I walk up to the guy in the self-checkout and I'm literally flirting with this man asking for his Snapchat. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay for any of the stuff in the cart, just letting you know. And he does not give a fuck. Like, oh my God, you don't know. That is some true fucking privilege I am talking about right now. Because we had way too much money worth of stuff in that cart. We would have gotten in serious ass fucking trouble if that guy wasn't cool. So yeah, we got away with that. Not cool. But moving on, me and my best friend and my boyfriend are going to this party one night. And my best friend is supposed to sleep over because, you know, she still lives with her mom and, like, her mom obviously doesn't want her out doing shit like that. And, yeah, so we go to this party and we're all off Xanax and my best friend at the time, the whole party, she's just sleeping and I'm just, like, kind of letting her be. Like, we're taking care of her. Like, we were kind of off to a side with her. And one of the bitches at the party comes down and starts talking shit about my best friend, kind of making fun of her because she's slumped. And that's one thing I don't fuck with. When you like talk shit about my friend or you fuck with my friend or anything, I'm finna stick up for them. So obviously me and this bitch get into a physical altercation. And it was kind of hell because like when I fought this bitch, I wanted this bitch throwing hands and she went in straight for my hair. And it was not pretty. Like, if you wanted to pull each other's hair, then just say so. Like, I'm into that pulling hair shit, babe. Like, let's do it. I have really long hair, so once you get a grip of my hair, you got a grip of my whole body, literally. It's funny because, like, she already had me by my hair, right? And I was still landing them punches, but then her homegirls start trying to jump me. So I'm about to have like 5 bitches on me. And of course, my boyfriend comes in and just starts mushing people like, hell nah, you ain't doing this shit. So yeah, this bitch tried to start like internet drama with me, but she really ain't know who she was fucking with. Spam wasn't popping like it was, but it was still a little bit popping. So like, yeah, we definitely just like and like fucking bullied her on the internet. And I sent her my address a bunch of times so she can pull up and we can actually like scrap, but she never did. And yeah, shit was dropped, obviously. Like, shout out to her. That night, my best friend is really fucked up, right? She didn't realize what happened, obviously, and I'm gonna obviously tell her in the morning. But that night my friend is trying to hook up with me, and y'all know I'm always down for that shit. Like, yes, please. But she's never tried this before. Like, I know she would never do that sober. I just knew it wasn't her right mindset. And she was out here like, we should like scissor each other. Like, and I was like, I told her straight up, I was like, I've never scissored a girl. Like, I don't think we should. Like, I was just kind of like convincing her, like, no, and like, let's go to sleep. Let's like sleep this off. And she was like, no, like, I can search up a video and like we can do it. Luckily, I was eventually able to just like be like, let's just sleep, you know, because I just knew her mindset wasn't 100%. So the next day she wakes up and I guess like she kind of realizes what happened last night. She literally like storms out of my apartment quick as fuck, like quick as fuck. Like, meanwhile, this is my best friend. Like, I know her, and like if there was really an issue, like if she felt embarrassed or something, like we could have talked about it. I genuinely didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't care. Like, if we talked about it the next day and she was like, yeah, like I've always wanted to hook up, then hell yeah, let's fucking do it. But the fact that she just like stormed out and like, I guess she was embarrassed, but after that she literally dropped me, like never spoke to me again. We were literally like best friends for a fucking while. Like, this girl, like we did everything together, and like I try to think of the benefit of the doubt and think maybe she just dropped me because I was really abusing Xanax like around that time. So, like, maybe she just didn't want to be around me anymore because of that. That could definitely be a reason. But I was also abusing Xanax like hella months prior, and that didn't seem to bother her. So I don't know, the little like whatever. I was a little hurt by that, but it's all good. Like, I really do wish her the best. She was a great friend, whatever. I'm sorry I made you question your sexuality. Like, it's just fucking hilarious. Something about like suburban privileged white girls and being scared of being fucking gay. So, like I said, I was doing OnlyFans. I was just finding other ways to promote it where people in my local area wouldn't know about it, and I was doing real good for it. So, I obviously kept it a secret because I didn't want people to know my fucking business. I only told the people closest to me. I was still living in my apartment, and me and YJ had met this couple, and he already knew the boy, but he was dating this new girl, and like, I thought it was so cool because they lived like in the same apartment complex, so they'd come over all the time and bring hookah, and like we'd really have fun. Like, it was like cool. It was just like a genuine friendship. Like, we lived so close to each other. And so I told this girl that I did OnlyFans, right? And I made it very clear to her to not tell anybody. This girl was also definitely struggling with drugs too, so I don't want to blame this on her. Definitely both equally wrong in this situation. This girl was cheating on her boyfriend like crazy. And her boyfriend knew, but he was like very like in denial at the same time. So she would always go off and like hang out with other guys. Like, one time we were all hanging out, and then she just got up, was like, I gotta go, and left her boyfriend there hanging out with us, and she goes out to like hang out with other guys. It was fucking crazy. So anyways, this friend that we had came over, right? And he brings up that girl, and just like how she like sucked his dick on the way to Miami or some shit, some crazy shit like that. And then he brings up how she's been telling everybody how I have an OnlyFans. Once I heard that she was going around telling people the one thing I asked her not to do, I would literally only tell you this if I really felt like I trusted you and we were close. And that really did fucking piss me off. So I told her off. Like, I messaged her and was like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't fuck with you anymore. Blah, 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 blah. Like, she knew I did not fuck with her anymore. I deleted her off Snapchat, everything, like all of this shit. So one day, her boyfriend hits up my boyfriend's asking if they can come over, which is fucking idiotic because this bitch knows I don't fuck with her. So they asked to come over. I still don't fuck with this girl, and I'm like, what in her fucking right mind would think I would want her over? Like, I was still doing Xans literally equal evil thinking. So I was like, yeah, tell her to come over, bet. I told YJ to tell them to come over because I was about to beat this bitch's ass, and that's exactly what I did. I had a window in the living room, and I can see when people were like pulling up, basically. So right when she pulls up to the grass area, I come outside, I just start beating her fucking ass. Oh my god. I mean, I honestly, violence isn't always the answer, but I mean, this bitch was talking fucking, I don't know. I don't want to say that I was right in this situation because I really should have not resorted to that. Yeah, it bothered me, but I should have definitely just blocked her and went on with my life. So yeah, I was in that bitch fighting the bitch, and then all of a sudden, I think her boyfriend tries to step in, and that's when my boyfriend's like, hell nah, and then my boyfriend literally grabs him. He literally throws him and chugs him out a fucking tree. Like, I'm not kidding. YJ picked him up like he was picking up a fucking infant and just threw him out a tree. It was the funniest shit ever caught on video. So that fucking happened. Never spoke to them motherfuckers again. So as I did say, I was struggling with Xanax very badly, and me and YJ had broken up, and I was just really going through it, and my mom can see it, so she asked me to move in. So that was the end of living in that apartment. So let's fast forward a little bit. This is my most recent stupid fucking story, and I'm very embarrassed by it. So I want to say at the end of 2021, I was taking my mental health a little bit more seriously, and I wasn't doing Xanax at the time, and I started seeing a psychiatrist, right? And so the psychiatrist obviously started prescribing me shit, antidepressants, antipsychotics. On the bottle of the antipsychotic, it says, careful when mixing with alcohol, blah, 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 right? But I'm a dumbass. Like, when I read that, I'm always like, man, that shit, like, unless it's fucking Xanax or something, it's not gonna do shit to me, right? So I decided that I was gonna go to a clubhouse that had a hot tub and just sip on some liquor a little bit. I knew I had to drive home. So I wasn't planning on drinking like crazy. Unfortunately, when you're an addict, you never stop. You don't know your limit. And that's exactly what happened. When I was at the hot tub, I guess I just drank past my fucking limit, and I'm pretty sure the medication I was on did not mix well. So basically I drove back home. While I was driving back home, I hit a house and I wrecked the fuck out of my car. I don't know how it was still drivable. I didn't even realize what was going on. I was so fucked up. I hit a house and it was in my neighborhood. I drive back home, park my car, and go to sleep like nothing happened. All of a sudden, probably like an hour later, the cops show up at my house. When I hit that house, something happened to my car. I don't know shit about cars, but my car started leaking. So there was a whole trail from that house to my house. Like, there was no getting out of this situation, right? Come to find out, the house I hit was a sheriff's house. A motherfucking sheriff's house. And I'm not even going to go into detail with what else happened, but I didn't get arrested. I got very lucky. And this is not a flex or anything. So that was the dumbest fucking shit ever. The next day, I remember I just left my house for a couple days. I literally just like ran away for a couple days. And I just felt like complete fucking dog shit over what I've done. Thank God it was just a Honda, so it wasn't like a very like impactful car, if that makes sense. So it wasn't gonna go through the house or anything. And also, just I am so fucking grateful that it wasn't a fucking person that I hit, because I would have been locked up for years already by now. Like, and I feel like that's a good way to end this shit. I think it's a perfect way to end this bitch that I hit a fucking sheriff's house in my neighborhood, not just like a random town, in my neighborhood. I really do hope that y'all listen to this and just thought, damn, you are fucking stupid, because none of this shit should influence you to go even want to take a sip of alcohol. I do not condone drinking and driving. I do not condone driving under the influence. Fuck all that. That shit is fucking lame as fuck. Not even are you putting yourself in risk, you are putting other people in risk. So please be aware of shit like that. We are so lucky to have Uber in this day and age. Please fucking take advantage of it. I hope you found some sort of entertainment and got some sort of insight and knowledge on how not to be a dumbass bitch, Alright, y'all. I hope y'all have a good fucking week, and I'll see y'all next Friday, yeah? Before I end this shit, I just wanted to give y'all a little fucking disclaimer for legal reasons. All these stories were fake and made up and just for entertainment purposes only.